We are continuing to follow that investigation out of New Orleans tonight. As we mentioned, the FBI is investigating the incident as an act of terrorism. The suspect, who also died in the attack, has been identified as 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar. Jason Pack, a former FBI special agent at the Knoxville field office, says there are a few factors that investigators take into account when categorizing an act of violence as terrorism. Law enforcement evaluates the intent behind the act, the targets involved, and whether there is evidence of ideological or political motivation.
In this particular case in New Orleans, investigators clearly saw the flag on the back of the suspect's vehicle. They've also discovered that there were some online videos that he posted just before he committed the act. So those things all go to motivation and ideology. They concluded a search warrant earlier today in Houston at the person's residence, and so between the investigators and probably the profilers that are looking into it, they're going to try to take a look and see if there are any other clues in there as far as ideation or motivation goes.
Authorities no longer believe there were any other suspects involved in the attack. And for more developments on this tragedy, look for the latest updates on our website at WATE.com. You know, back here at home, Knoxville has been working to improve the safety for visitors to the downtown area. You know, we showed you some of these pictures from the city installing new bollards right around Market Square. These devices are actually retractable. They go in and out of the roadway, meaning that they can be used at a moment's notice. Because of these new additions, the city says streets will be closed for a shorter amount of time before and after special events, while also helping to keep visitors safe. New information tonight. Anderson County's district attorney is now identifying a man accused of pulling a gun on officers and leading deputies on a cross-county chase. This was the chase that started in Hamblen County on December 26th and ended in Anderson County. DA says Dylan Phillips was taken into custody after being forced off the road, but not before resisting arrest. The DA adds that law enforcement shot at Phillips after he pointed a weapon at officers. Phillips was hit by some of the bullets that were fired. Now, he was taken to UT Medical Center and has since been released from the hospital. Tonight, Phillips is facing several charges. Now, his bond has been set at $850,000, and he is due in court tomorrow morning. New information tonight, another big story we've been watching for you. An Oak Ridge woman among two people who were recently found shot and killed up in Kingsport. The discovery made at the end of December, and today, police identifying who died. Michaela Sandusky was from Oak Ridge, and police say the second victim, Dylan Prater, was from Johnson City. Tonight, the circumstances surrounding their deaths remain under investigation. Also, a gun has been recovered, and of note, police are calling the situation an isolated incident. Another big investigation on our list for you tonight, a Morristown man accused of fatally stabbing his stepfather on New Year's Day. The Hamblen County Sheriff's Office says deputies were called out just before 9 Wednesday to a house on Celeste Avenue. According to an arrest report, a woman had called 911 when her son came running out of her husband's room, reportedly in a, quote, panic state, before then running out the door. His stepson, 21-year-old Tristan Doan, was taken into custody early this morning. A report acquired by 6 News shows that Waller was stabbed in the neck. Now, last update, Doan was being held at the Hamblen County Jail without bond. And our big scare for a family in the Smokies is next on our list for you tonight. Tonight we are learning that a 3-year-old had to be flown out of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park after falling from a bridge. This happened at Abrams Fall on New Year's Eve. Now, the National Park tells 6 News the 3-year-old hit his head after falling from the bridge, a Lifestar helicopter taking the boy to UT Medical. However, we do not know his condition at this time. Of course, we will keep you updated. Our list rolls on with a big concern this time of year. You know, house fires around Knoxville are on the rise, and there's a potential connection directly to the cold weather, depending on how you heat your home. First of all, kitchen fires, still #1 cause of house fires, but if you are using a space heater or a fireplace, you have a bigger risk. Rural Metro Fire recommends that you make sure your heating unit has been maintained and cleaned to ensure proper functionality. The fire department also says to be mindful when using your fireplace.
One of the most important things about fireplaces is at night before you go to sleep is turn that damper down or even close it, because you don't need your house to be 70 degrees when you're asleep. Be very mindful about things that are plugged in. Unplug those heaters when you leave your house so that you don't have a house fire when you come home. That's what we don't want to happen, and it's going to be bitterly cold.
Rural Metro is urging everyone to continue to be cautious when cooking in your home. Make sure to keep a close eye on the stovetop and oven. Digging deeper into a big change for what's now a rail line. It runs through South Knoxville and doesn't see train traffic, so it could have a new future as a greenway. The railroad company, Gulf and Ohio Railways, recently announced it has applied for abandonment and planned to donate a 3.8-mile stretch of tracks to the Legacy Parks Foundation. This will go from Chapman Highway, just behind Kern's Food Hall, and lead up to Iams Nature Center. Now, while this will provide a space to walk and bike through South Knoxville, business owners in that area say it could be a boost to the economy.
Within this last even 6 months, there's a lot more traffic, a lot more activities going on. And what we noticed being a newcomer, that everybody works really well supporting each other. And with a new trail, it's just going to probably bring more activities. And when the weather gets nicer, it's going to make this place really, really, boom and expand in so many ways.
Legacy Parks tells us this project is 9 years in the making, starting as a trail with rail project, which was supposed to run parallel to the tracks. On your side with a road closure coming up next week. On Monday, Market Street in downtown Knoxville will be closing between Cumberland and Church Avenues to demolish what you see right here, this parking garage, the Pryor Brown Garage. This demolition has been in the works for years. The century-old brick structure is vacant. It's deteriorating and has even been missing a roof for years. Now, once the old building is cleared out, several sidewalks will be closing in the nearby area, so keep that in mind.